Recently, the Super Bowl took place. Some team played against some other team. Presumably, one of them lost and one of them won. That isn't overly relevant. The point that I'm making, or what it is that I am talking about, is there are currently a bunch of people sitting online talking about things like the halftime show, whether or not Kendrick was a good performer, whether or not Wayne would have been better, and then still bringing up the shit with Kendrick Lamar and Drake and talking about how they feel about Serena Williams crip walking and whether or not this was appropriate or fucking being a part of the culture, or whatever other stupid ass arguments that poor people make instead of doing things that are relevant. That was my actual point. I got to it sooner than I meant to, but such is life. Here the fuck we are. You are poor because you focus on stupid shit rather than doing anything relevant. Rather than spending your time bettering yourself, you are having discussions online about, excuse me, whether or not a tennis player should be crip walking on a football field. Who gives a shit? Poor people give a shit. That's who. Because poor folks have time for everything but what fucking matters. They are the first people to swear that they can't do some other business venture because they work too much and they're too busy. But they are also the people who are always online in the comment sections talking about what's going on with Diddy or Jay-Z or fucking Serena Williams and Kendrick Lamar and Drake in the Super Bowl. And they have all these fucking opinions about Donald Trump and all this shit going on with society, but have done absolutely nothing with their own lives, instead choosing to focus on other people's. And it is the focus on the other people's lives that have made theirs pointless. It is, excuse me, the insistence on paying attention to the accomplishments of others at the expense of making any accomplishments of your own that is keeping you where the fuck it is that you are. And these are the same people who want to sit there and point the finger and blame every single other person in the world, society and the policies and the politicians and rich people and billionaires and entertainers and whoever the fuck else for their own lives not being better, even though they're not doing anything to improve it. It is all the people who swear that they are too busy, who have seen every single fucking show on Netflix. You have time to binge the Kardashians and have opinions about their lives and whether or not they should be famous and what it is they should be doing better and why they're bad role models or whatever the fuck else it is that you tell yourself. You have time to read all of Kanye's tweets and have your opinions about whether or not he should be saying this or shouldn't be saying this and what that means for the world and all kinds of shit, but you are not doing anything for your fucking self. You should be doing these things. You should be going to the gym. You should be bettering yourself. You should be eating better. You should be trying to figure out how to make money. You should be trying to figure out how to elevate your status. You should be trying to figure out how to put yourself into one of these situations so that if it is still pertinent to you to share your opinion, someone actually gives a fuck about it. Because just because you're allowed to go on X or Threads or Instagram or whatever the fuck and put your comments under stuff and share opinions about all of these things and what you think should be going on, it doesn't make that opinion relevant. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, yes, but people get that confused with their opinion mattering. Yes, you could be heard, but no one who matters is listening because you don't matter. Because instead of becoming someone who matters, you are busy talking about everybody else who matters. Instead of becoming someone who has an opinion that's worthwhile, you're running around spreading your worthless opinion everywhere as though anyone gives a shit and it's going to change anything. Regardless of what conclusions you come to about fucking Serena Williams crip walking, it's not going to change a fucking thing. It's not going to make any sort of dent in the world. It's not going to have any sort of impact on society because you are not someone who will have any sort of impact on society because you haven't done shit but gossip. And gossip is the dialect of the poors. If you go to any current event that's going on, like back in the few months ago when people were talking about what's the fucking dude's name? The dude who shot the fucking healthcare CEO guy, whatever the fuck he was, and there were people all in the comments all over talking about supporting this dude and rich people are scared and all of this shit, and none of it means a fucking thing. But if you look at everyone sitting there making those comments, it's poor people who aren't doing a fucking thing with their lives. These are the conversational topics of losers. Other people and other people's accomplishments and other people's events are the things that they focus on because they haven't done shit with their fucking selves. And this is the reason that they are unable to do shit with themselves. You are so wrapped up in the lives of every fucking somebody else, that you are making nothing of your own. You are reading the pages out of everyone else's story, but not taking the time to write anything down on your own pages. And then you are going to turn around and blame all of these other people and blame all of these other things for you not being in a better situation. You're going to say that it's the policies and the rich people are hoarding money and that's why you don't have any. But the fact of the matter is you don't have any because you haven't taken the time to make any, because you're too busy doing a bunch of nonsensical stupid shit. You want to sit around and play fucking video games, but you can barely pay your bills. Why the fuck do you think that is? If you were as committed to improving in life as you were at being good at Fortnite or Call of Duty or whatever the fuck it is that people play now, then you would actually be somewhere, because you would have done something that matters rather than wasting your time online with a bunch of losers calling each other a bunch of racist shit that you will never say in person, because not only are you a loser, you're a pussy. But that's a completely different thing. So instead of running around acting like a bitch and focusing on everyone else's life, focus on your own. Figure out what the fuck it is that you can do. Figure out how you could better yourself. Stop worrying about what so-and-so is doing and worry about what you are doing, because I guarantee you the people that you're talking about don't give a shit about you. They don't even know that you exist. And all of the people might come to the same consensus as you and tell you that your opinion is valid, but I guarantee you no one cares that they exist either. Those people don't matter any more than you do, and that is why you're sitting there in other people's comment sections talking about everybody. That's why you're discussing everyone, but no one is discussing you. And that is why you are a failure at life. And you will continue to be a failure at life as long as your priority is everyone else but you. Focus on you. Become a better you. Do all of the things that you could do. Max out all of your individual stats. Accomplish the things that you can accomplish. And when you do that, try and accomplish more. And then one day, a bunch of losers and nobodies will be talking about you. And you will have absolutely no idea, because you won't have time to pay attention to that shit, because you will be too busy improving yourself.